Okay guys, so look, this is a net present value, okay? Net present value NPV is the present value of all cash inflows minus present value of all cash outflows. If the NPV is greater than zero, the investment will yield a profit and be a good investment. If the NPV is less than zero, the investment will make a loss and so be a bad investment, okay? So if you look at the following question, Jeanette is setting out a new company, she's looking for investors. She outlines the projected cash outflows and inflows for the first 5 years. So here's the first 5 years. Okay, so you're making a loss in the first 3 years and then you're making a gain on the last 2. If a potential investor was to apply a discount rate of 6%, would it be worthwhile for the company investor to justify your answer? Now, what you're doing is net present value. So look, on year 4, if you were to get €24,000, okay? On year 4, if you were to get €4,000, what we're doing is F equals your present value, which is P, 1 plus I to the power T. Okay? Now, in this case for 4 years, it'd be 24,000 equals whatever your present value is by 1 plus I. Now, 1 plus I is going to be 1 plus 0.06, and that's all going to be to the power of, for this one, it's going to be the power of 4. Okay? So to the power of 4. Okay? So 1.06 to the power of 4. And what we can do is we can find out what the net present value is of this one by saying that, look, FP equals 24,000 divided by 1.06 to the power of 4, because you're only getting this 24,000 in 4 years time. So what would that investment be worth at 6% today is what you're trying to figure out. So P therefore would be 24,000 divided by 1.06 to the power of 4, and that would get you 19,010.25. So that's how much the 24,000 one would be worth. Now what you have to do is you have to do this 4 times. Okay, so this full procedure has to be replicated several times, okay? So what you're better off doing is you're better off making yourself a table. Okay? So you can find out, if I receive, for example, 15,000 in 3 years time, what is this amount worth today? Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to make a table, outlining a 3-tier table. Okay, and then we're going to have year 0. So year 0 is basically you have it's today. You get minus 21,000 today. So basically it doesn't accumulate any value in the future. So it's worth the same amount it is today. Now year 1, we're going to reuse this formula to find the present value is equal to F over 1 plus I to the power T. Now for year 1, T is going to equal 1. So it's going to be F, which is minus 13,000, is your final value, divided by 1.06. That's your 1 plus I, and T equals 1. This gets you minus 12,264.15. Year 2 is going to be minus 2,500 divided by 1.06 to the power 2, because in 2 years time it's going to be worth 2,500. So T equals 2, F is 2,500 divided by 1.06 squared, and you get minus 2,224.99. Year 3 is going to be 15,000. That's going to be worth that in 3 years time. So what would that sort of investment be worth today if it was a 6% increase? And that investment would be worth 12,594.26. 0.29. And finally year 4. Year 4 is going to be 19,000. So it's going to be 25,000, or sorry, 24,000. That's what it's worth in 4 years' time. We are divided by 1.06 to the power 4 to see what investment will get us 24,000 in 4 years' time. And that's going to be 19,000. And 10.25. So look, there's all our values. We're going to add them all together, taking the minuses into consideration as well. And what we get is minus 3,884.60. Now you're making a loss. Your NPV, your net present value, is a negative number. And as we found out, when it's a negative number, the investment will make a loss, and so will be an investment. Okay, so question 4, we're doing the same thing. The marketing section of Harvey Inc. proposed a new advertising campaign which will cost the company €40,000 to set up in the first year. However, it's projected that this new company will generate a cash inflow of €12,000 per year over the following 4 years. Applying a discount rate of 4% should the company invest for this new campaign. So, what we're going to do, set up our table. So year 0, and what we get is minus 40,000, and because it's minus 40,000 today, it's still worth minus 40,000. So this is the present, this is the final value. So this is the net present value. Okay. Now year 1, we're estimated to get 12,000. Now this 12,000 is the final value at the end of year 1. So you apply your formula with a rate of 0.4. So it's going to be P equals F over 1 plus I to the power of T. Therefore P equals F, which is going to be 12,000 divided by 1.04 to the power of 1. So 12,000 divided by 1.04 to the power of 1. That gets me a net present value of 11,538.46. Year 2 is going to be 12,000. Now it's 2 years this time, so T equals 2. So it's going to be 1.04 to the power of 2. And what we get here is 11,094.67. Year 3 is 12,000 divided by 1.04 to the power of 3, and what this will get me is 10,667.95. And finally year 4 is going to be 12,000. And what is this? What would it be worth? If you get 12,000 in 4 years' time, what would that value be worth today if you invest it and you get 4% added on each year? It will be worth 10,257.65. Add it all together and find the NPV. The NPV is the 4 of them added together minus your 40,000, and where you're going to get is 3,558.74. And as you see, it's a positive, so it's worth the investment.